Hello, wealthy family. We are live. I believe we are live. We are up and going. So, I also want to take this time, while I'm waiting for everyone to tune in and join. I want to take this time to shout out the other social platforms that I use because as of lately, Facebook has been playing a lot with the algorithms, and I am not a person who gets thrown into jail or have their account messed up. I'm not a provoker like that. And as of lately, as in the last 30 days, Facebook has really been targeting my account. I don't know what the issue is. My husband and I deal with a couple different things. I'm a licensed financial educator, which is why we started this group, because we saw the wealth disparity, and I said, you know what, we can fix that. We can change that. So I apologize for the late popping in. I like the number 2, which is why I try to do these at 2 o'clock. But I don't know. Facebook just has something else out for me. So be sure to follow me on my YouTube channel, Ascending Infinite Goddess. Our family YouTube channel, which is The Knowledge Lab. I'm also on Twitter, Ascending Teacher. I'm on Instagram, Ascending Infinite Goddess. And I am also on melanatedpeople.net, Ascending Infinite Goddess. So, a couple different tips that we can implement right now, right, to start building generational wealth. Because when you think of the community of, sorry, my puppy, when you think about the majority of the population, right, when you think about 90% of the population, they are left behind educationally. They are not given a solid foundation on how to do things that is going to put the other generations ahead of the game, right? You just have a select few of the wealthy, of the elite, that know all the tricks and the hacks to get ahead of things, and through generations of generations, they just start, propelling and excelling at life, right? Whether it's the Rockefellers, whether it's the Hiltons, whether it's the Marriott brothers, whether it's George Jenkins with the Publix, regardless of what it is. Careful. Hey, careful. There's fire. Okay, bye-bye. Bye, puppy. Bye-bye. Nope. Bye. You gotta go. Bye-bye. You're gonna get burnt with this fire. Go now. Sorry about that. I don't know who let him outside. But regardless of who it is, they all started early, and it took time to start to build an empire. But let me move this. I'm sorry. You're gonna get burned, Loki. Stop it. No. It took time for them to build that empire and to get it on something that was going to hold through the test of time. But in actuality, all they did was make a decision to start. They had an idea, they committed to it, and they pursued it. Okay? So that's all that we need to do in order to start generating wealth. Have an idea. We just have to know that it is possible. We have to make a commitment and a decision that we're going to follow through with it and start implementing it. So, first things first, we need to change that mindset. We need to start having a long-term mindset, not a mindset of when I'm gone, they're going to take this and run away and go do whatever. No, we need to know that we are still experiencing, our bloodline, our family is still going to be experiencing this life after we're gone. And we would want them to be successful because we should not want them to go through the same struggles. So the first step on how to build generational wealth is to know that regardless of how old you are, no matter what your financial situation is, you can create generational wealth for your family. You can create a legacy for your family. And I'm not saying that you have to have aspirations to be the next Hiltons or the next Marriotts or the next Disney's. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you have to have that desire to create a legacy. And you can be like, sorry, my family in Jamaica. You can be like my husband's family in North Carolina and South Carolina, right? Like back in Miami. You can have that. It doesn't matter. You can say, my uncle helped do this or my aunt helped do this. That's fine. That can be your legacy. You just have to have that desire and know that it is possible. The second thing that you can do, the next thing you can do is start saving. Start saving money, because all saving is a habit. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're saving 5 cents, $5, $50, $500. It doesn't matter. If you are already in the habit of throwing all your loose change into a jar or a box or a drawer somewhere, you're already saving. So if you already have that habit of saving, even that loose change, you can step it up. I challenge you that if you are not saving already, even if it's just your pocket change, if you are not saving already, to start. And if you are already saving, see if you can increase that by 1%. And slowly start to build that habit. Slowly start to build that muscle, that savings muscle, that energy that you have. Start propelling it, right? And accelerating it and making it go faster. So let's say if you're saving $25 a month right now, try to increase that by 1%, right? Start saving and getting in that habit. I promise you, you won't even miss the additional money once you start that habit, okay? The third thing you can start doing right now, to start building generational wealth is getting an LLC. Whether you get it in your name or your children's name, that's fine. But understand that this country was built for business. And anybody can create an LLC. It is not difficult to do, and it's under $100. At least that's how much it was when we did ours. I think it was like $67 or something to register a name for an LLC. Go get an LLC and start taking advantage of the different programs that are out there for business owners and entrepreneurs. Start taking advantage of those tax breaks, because the way how the wealthy succeed and excel is by using the laws that are put in place. But then they don't tell everyone else about the laws. They don't tell everyone else about the loopholes. So we all fall to the wayside. Just by having an LLC, though, the PPP program, you could have took advantage of that. Simple. An EIN number, you could have taken advantage of that and been able to get some additional funds to propel your business, whatever it may be that you choose to do. Fourth tip on things you can start to do to build generational wealth: sit down and find out what your passion is. Find out what your talent is. Sit with yourself and see what comes into your mind to say this is what it is we should do. Because let me tell you something. We are in the age of information. We are in the time where you can make money with your mind. And with everyone home, everyone is online. Every single person is online, and they're looking for information. The information that is out here right now, the information industry is a $500 million industry, published by Forbes magazine. And they predicted, but within the next 5 years, it's going to be a $1 billion a day industry. Within 5 years, people are going to be spending $1 billion a day. We have 365 days on an average year to get information. Whether it's from a cookbook, whether it's how you can succeed in something, how you can build a business, how you can, whatever it is. Information is information. How can you sew a shirt? How do you use Excel? How do you use Word? How do you fix a laptop? How do you make a smoothie? How can you cook rice? All all that is information. That's why Google and these other platforms have excelled, because all they do is sell information. Okay? So it's simple for you to find out what your passion is. What are you knowledgeable about? Because we all of us have a brain, and all of our brains have receptors that send off signals that say, ding, 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 this makes me happy. Ding, 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 this is what you know about. Somebody can ask this lady up the street from me, she sews masks. And if I go to her and ask her about certain materials, patterns, and what you should line it with and how I should keep it clean, she can tell me everything about those masks. If I go to my grandfather, he can tell me everything about produce. If I go to the animal shelter, they can tell me everything about cats. Sorry. If we go to my metaphysical store and ask about precious gemstones, they can tell me everything about that, because we're knowledgeable. We're all knowledgeable in something. So find out what that one thing is, package it up, and once you have it packaged up, written out, have a plan, now you can go online and implement it and find out how you can sell it, how you can market it, how you can help and serve people. How can you get it out there? And by building that platform, you now have something that you can pass on to others. Because more than likely, if you're good at something, the person that you gave birth to or who you share blood with is also good at it as well. So now you all can come in as a family and work on it together. Everything starts with an idea. There's people out here who are making millions by being garbage collectors, or they're making millions by repurposing some of the things that we throw out, and they're doing it with their family. So you can create a legacy through that. Another surefire way on how to create generational wealth is getting life insurance. Now, I know life insurance normally has a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. However, this is how a lot of these people, how the Hiltons, how the Marriotts, how the Disneys, were able to excel, how JCPenney was able to excel in having money set aside for them. There's 5 different types of life insurance, and most people don't even know that. And when most of the elite pass away, when the top 10% of this population pass away, the majority of their inheritance, and I'm not talking about the princes and Aretha Franklins who didn't have anything set in place, okay? We don't want to go down that road. We don't want to have to go through litigation. But the majority, the top 10%, top 5%, they all have life insurance. They all have something that will allow their family to have an inheritance. Because if I can get a life insurance policy for $60 a month, that is $1 million when I pass away, to my family or to a charity or whatever, whoever it is, whatever your beneficiary may be, whoever your beneficiary may be. If I can pay $60, let's say I have this insurance policy for 20 years. That still is a better investment than trying to build and earn and save $1 million to pass on to my family. I'd rather just get the life insurance policy, and when I pass, there they go, money tax free. So they can continue to do what it is that they need to do, so they can continue to have a lifestyle, and so they can have money in order to invest and do whatever else that they need to do. By the way, having life insurance immediately builds your portfolio. So right now, I have people who are working as a manager for McDonald's or Burger King or a fast food restaurant. And they have $1 million on their children, and they have $1 million on themselves, but yet they may be making only $11, $12 an hour, but their net worth is about $2 million because they have the life insurance. You understand? Generational wealth. We got to get that going. We got to start building that up. We got to start thinking, how is it that we can leave something better for the next generation. Now, the next tip on how it is that you can build generational wealth is start owning your property. Whether it's a house or it's just land that you own, or even if it's a business, start owning your property. If grandma has a house that is disheveled and in rambles, if you do not want to live there, that's fine. But keep up with the property, keep up with the taxes, because you never know who's coming down the next line who can benefit from that. Or you never know if grandma's house can now be turned into a business place. Or you never know what company or industry is coming through there when they're going to decide to build up that place. And now Granny's house doubled from being $60,000 to $600,000. That's how gentrification works. So when you own your property and you hold on to the value of that, because having land is valuable, you don't know if you can use that land later to be a farm. They are farming everything now. They're farming hemp, they're farming marijuana. We're going back to farming fruits and vegetables. That kind of fell away. But there's so many options when you own these things. So start owning your own property. Start owning your own land and start holding on to it for the next generations. Because now, instead of you being crippled, having to worry about paying rent, let's say you do decide to live in a house that your family owned. Instead of having to worry about paying rent and paying mortgage and getting a loan and getting approved, you can now move into the house that your family owns and you can fix it up to your liking without any of the overhead. That's a beautiful thing. Okay? And then lastly, how you can start building generational wealth. I'm just looking at my notes. Yeah, that was it. Well, it goes hand in hand, but the next step was purchase a home. So if your family happens to not own anything as of now, that's okay. Go through and start purchasing things for yourself. Start purchasing homes. Right now, the home buying market is still open. And amidst all this chaos, it is still open. It is still prime, and it is still ready for the taking. And prices are low. Financing is good. People are ready and willing to work with you. And there's so much untapped land and potential and houses and developments out there that you can get in. You can find something that you want and you can purchase that. And now you're able to have something you owe to leave to your next generation in the event that you didn't inherit something from the generation before you. But we have to start moving into ownership and start remembering that long term is the way to go. We need to get out this short term microwave mentality that we are in as a society. Break free from that and start doing things that's going to help us thrive and win and excel and accelerate. Because we are wealthy beings. We were born rich. How much would you sell your eyesight for? How much would you sell your right arm for? How much would you sell your heart for? And if you're thinking, she crazy, I know it. I know it. I know it. I'm crazy because I think outside the box. Because I know that there's no price that you can put on me. I know that I am valuable. My mind and my body and my health is valuable. Oh yeah, bonus tip. How you can start building generational wealth today is start eating to live. Because health is wealth. We have to start feeding our bodies the nutrition and the fuel that it needs. So once you start doing that, once you start eating to live, you're now able to live longer so you can impact, so you can teach, so you can help the next generation. That's how we excel, and that's how we win. So, wealthy family, that's all that I had for you today. I just wanted to share those tidbits with you I hope that you found them useful. Please be sure to comment below and be sure to check out my other social platforms as I mentioned before. And of course, as we go throughout our day to day activities, make sure that we are safe, make sure that we are alert, make sure we are aware, but most importantly, make sure that we are living with love. Until next time, Wealthy Family.